As okay. Hey guys, welcome back to Tatiana Time. Your host here, Tatiana Diomi. Today I'm here with the one and only.
Judi Jai.
Yeah.
Hi, you guys. Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. Oh my God, this is like a really big thing. Like, oh my God. Just really glad that you're here and like I get to, interview you and just, talk to you about like Backers Club and definitely more things. So I, just want to knock off the interview just like saying like what was your life like before Backers Club? Like what made you want to go on the show?
Yes, you're in college, right?
Yeah.
I okay, well, shout out to you. What college do you go to?
I go to NYU.
Yeah, oh my God, that's amazing. Well, congratulations to you. I actually went to Columbia College Chicago for broadcast journalism. So I've been a college student. I already know how it is. And I'm just so proud of you that you are extending and furthering your education because it does matter. And if you don't do it for anybody, do it for your ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Because at one point in time they didn't have the option to go to college,
Yeah.
so do it for them, do it for you, and I'm super excited for you. But yes, I love college, so sorry about that. But yeah, actually, so before Bad Girls Club, I was a broadcast journalism student at Columbia College Chicago, and I always knew I wanted to be in entertainment. I grew up playing piano, dancing, dance class. My mom always had me on video because I was the only child, so home videos and stuff like that. And my senior year in high school, I joined the newspaper staff, and that's when I knew that I wanted to go into journalism. So I went to college, and honestly, making Bad Girls Club was literally not on my bucket list. I knew that I wanted to do something in the entertainment industry. I went to Spring Bling, so I got a taste of like the celebrity life. I was hanging out with celebrities, college stuff. Um, but it was when I went and auditioned for Bad Girls Club, which was literally just for fun. Me and my homegirl was like, they're in the city, let's go. We never thought we would make it. It was literally thousands of girls, and I ended up being one of the ones to make it. So it was literally just like, let's just go to the bar, have some drinks, let's do this for fun. It will be a great memory. And it ended up becoming my whole life. So, with that being said, you guys take chances, don't pass up opportunities because you literally never know what can come of it. Like I never thought like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be on Bad Girls Club, it's gonna become my whole life. And it literally changed my whole life. From just going to that audition. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you never know what God has in store for you. So never, ever, ever pass up an opportunity that could potentially change your life.
Yes, and you took that big risk. And I also want to ask, like, what was the auditions like? What was the process? Just like, speak about yourself, telling the producers, everybody, like, who is Judy?
So it's a process. Like everybody, man, I know a lot of people will never go through this, but it is a process. Like, of course, first you go to the audition, and then during that audition, they put you in a group of 8. So then it's you and 7 other girls, and you're with one casting director, and you basically go. They ask you a few questions, but one of the main questions they ask you is say one thing that describes yourself. Describe yourself in one word. And I said unpredictable. And then from there, if you get chosen for round 2, it's more personal, and that is your first time on green screen. And then from there, if they like you, they ask you to send in a home video. And from that home video, if they'll keep in touch with you, if you're one of them, like if they ask you to send in a home video, they're interested in you. They're for sure interested in you. And for the next 2 months after you send in your home video, they call you at random times. They contact your ex-boyfriends, your friends. Like they really want to get to know who you are. And on top of that, you get a ton of paperwork, background checks. I mean, all types of stuff. But it's literally 2 months of that, like 2 months of heavy, just being watched by production all the way in Los Angeles. And then if you make the next round, when stuff is getting real, they fly you out to LA and they meet you in person, and then you have one more on camera interview, and you don't know it at the time, but that is some of the sizzle reel that will be in your intro to the show, like all of that. But then they finally call you and tell you you made the show, and you're flying out in 2 days, so get ready. Like it's like a long process of 2 months, and then once you get flown out to LA and you get the final call, like you made the show, everything is really, really fast. And
Wow.
that's what you say in television. In the television world, it's called hurry up and wait. So you hurry, 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 and then you wait, and then you hurry, hurry, hurry up and wait, and that's kind of how the casting process was.
Wow. So now being what is it, like chosen for Bad Girls Club, they I think when they mentioned to you the season 7 was going to be in Louisiana, how did you feel about that, especially being Creole and like and that's your heritage as well, saying it on the show, like I got the voodoo for you bitches, like where did that phrase come from?
Yes, so actually it's in my casting tape. Like literally if you look up Judy's season 7 casting tape, I said that before I even knew I was going to be in New Orleans where the show was or anything. I love representing my Creole heritage and just our ethnicity, our heritage, heavy on the voodoo, heavy on the magic, heavy on everything. And when she told me it was in New Orleans, I was really excited because I grew up in Chicago. I spent a lot of my summers in Lake Charles, Louisiana with my family, but I always wanted to like live in Louisiana and get the experience, just like my cousins in Louisiana wanted to live in Chicago to get the experience I got. Like a lot of them wanted to come to college in Chicago. So when they said New Orleans, I was super excited because I was finally going to be able to like live down there, which I really wanted to, like experience it. And also for college, I wanted to go to Grambling and Loyola, but I ended up staying in Chicago. So I was just like, yay, I end up, living in Louisiana anyway. But when she told me where the season was, I kind of should have known that I made the show because that's kind of exclusive tea. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but when she said it, it's literally on my casting tape when she said it, and I screamed and I was really excited. Like that is literally, if you Google it, you'll definitely see it.
And then like now entering the house, like what was it like, I guess, like from your perspective, like what was your time like on Bad Girls Club and also forming the iconic trio with you, Tiara and Stassi, like just everything.
So I was super nervous before I went in the house because I didn't know if I was going to be first, last, middle. Like I had no idea, and they don't tell you. And another thing for hurry up and wait, I was picked up at my hotel hours before I even went into the house. So they just kept circling me around like, okay, this is it. We're going to do it this time. And it would just never be the time. So I just sat there in the limo getting drunker and drunker and drunker because we weren't, going in the house yet. And finally, when it was time, and they were like, just be yourself, we're not going to tell you if you're first or whatever, but just go in and act like you don't see the cameras and, just do what you would do. Like, just be you. So that's exactly what I did. Like, I just went in and I realized I was the first one. So that really made me excited because, I mean, it was cool as hell. Like, you're in the Bad Girls Club. I'm the first one. I got to pick my bed, the first one to see everything. So that was really cool. And then me and Sierra and Stassi, we formed, our friendship within maybe like the first week. And we're rocking out to this day. We're still good friends and I love them. And I was in Tiara's wedding. So it's kind of like, I never was in a sorority, but I pledged Bad Girls Club. You know what I mean? Like we're always going to be a sisterhood.
Yes. Oh, I love that. No, you guys are very iconic and just like the friendship, the way you guys wrote for each other during the show and everything, and even outside the show too, just shows like a real sisterhood together.
Yes.
Like, I also want to ask, do you still have your voodoo doll? Because like that was also part of the show as
I
well.
do. I still have her. I will always have her. I love her so much. And actually, I sell duplicates to fans. A lot of fans buy duplicates of Miss Voodoo. So if you guys are interested, you guys can find the links on all my social media. You guys can definitely buy one. Mini sizes, life size. You could get her dressed however you want her to get dressed. She can be for graduation, a birthday party. She's like an American Girl doll except a voodoo doll, so you can get her made however you want. So it's super cool.
And did the voodoo doll come with the show or like was that already like she was already with you?
Yes, I found her on the strip pole in the house. So I picked her up and I loved her and I think they kind of knew that I would because they know your personality. Like they study you, background checks. You meet with the psychologist, like they know you. And I think they probably knew like me being the first one in the house, I would love that voodoo doll because I'm Creole and it's I feel like if any other girl was the first one in the house, they would have walked right past it, you know? Whereas
Yeah.
me, I saw like, oh my God, I love her.
And do you maybe want to go into like, I guess like anything that happened behind the scenes during your season, like anything that was like cut out or like not really edited well?
Well, I don't have any issues with the way things were edited, but there was a lot of things you didn't see because y'all only saw like 12 episodes. That's 12 hours and not even 4 hours because 15 minutes of that hour is for commercials.
Hmm.
So really y'all are seeing 12 episodes of 45 minutes. And we filmed for 3 months. So imagine how much you guys didn't see. You know what I mean? Like, and that's with every reality show. I would say the biggest thing that a lot of people wouldn't know, like watching the show, is in New Orleans, there's a law that more than 3 people who aren't related cannot live in the same, I mean, cannot sleep in the same house. It was a weird law. So literally every night during filming for those 3 months, 3 of us would go to a hotel and stay the night in the hotel. Y'all would never know that because it was edited so good. You guys would probably thought we all slept in the house, but we didn't. 3 of us, I'm sorry, the law is more than 4 people who aren't related can't sleep. So it's 7 girls, 3 of us will always go to a hotel. And that's why Shelly was nowhere to be seen when I fought Priscilla. The breakfast in bed fight. Because
Oh
I'm sure
yeah.
a lot of people are like, where was Shelly at? Like, Shelly was always involved in everything. Why wasn't she involved in the biggest, fight that Judi was in? Because she was always, involved in everything Judi. And that's because she was at a hotel for the night with her girl. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, I did not know that. And then also going back on the like the whole breakfast in bed thing, like there's been also suspicion like saying like people are saying like, oh, the producers made you do that, but like that was your idea, right?
That was my idea. On my
Yeah.
season, the producers didn't tell us to do anything. The overly produced stuff didn't start happening until towards the end of the Bad Girls Club, like towards the end. Like after season 11, with all the jumping and the sponsorship started to pull out and they brought in a fake life coach and stuff, the overly produced stuff started happening like towards the end. But the golden ages of Bad Girls Club, I would say, from what the fans say, from like season 4 to season 10, it wasn't like that at all. Like,
Exactly.
and that's what made it so good and authentic. I feel like once they started trying to overproduce stuff, that's when the ultimately it started flopping because the fans could see through it. But no, that was all my artistry, all my idea, and that's why they loved it so much because it was so like, what the like, who thinks of that?
Yeah, no, that was like a really, really crazy episode just watching. I think like that has to be one of my favorite moments. But
Yes,
yeah.
yay.
And I also want to go into like, now Backers Club also doing spin-offs and you were in a lot of spin-offs as well. Maybe we can get into All-Star Battle first, you know?
Yes. Well, I've done every spinoff. I Love Games was first and I
Yes.
won that. If you guys haven't watched Love Games, it is on Amazon Prime. I would suggest you guys watch it because it's a really good show and probably one of my favorite shows that I filmed. And All Star Battle was super cool too because Ray J was the host and it was all of us from all different seasons. Like, so that was a cool experience too to actually do some battles and stuff because Bjorna Murray created like the challenge, the real world and stuff. So
Hmm.
now us as bad girls got to get a taste of like what they go through on the challenge and road rules and stuff. So that was a really good experience. But I would say Love Games, one of my favorite shows because a dating show is so different. The energy was different. The dates were amazing. Like we would have dinner at the Chinese theater, like in LA. It was just amazing memories, to have. And it was super cool because when I used to watch dating shows, I never thought like I'm going to be on one of these one day. You know what I'm saying? So to actually experience it was definitely, super cool. And of course, I did season 13 of Bad Girls Club and a ton of other shows, but Love Games was probably my favorite spinoff. And also because I won and I actually dated the guy that I won with for about a year and a half after the show. So it was, and we're still friends to this day. And I have great friends from the show. So yeah, Love Games is top tier for me.
Yes, and like remind me again, who were you competing against in Love Games?
Corey, the
Mhm.
blonde girl from season 6, and
It
Sydney,
was
the one with the red hair from season 6.
okay, wow. And so during Love Games, remind me like what I guess kind of like activities did you like participate in, and also how's like I guess the elimination rounds and stuff like that?
So my favorite battle, my favorite challenge on Love Games was a rap battle. And I really do music and write. So it was super fun for me. And it was crazy because I got nervous reading off my paper. So I messed up, but I couldn't stop the timer or start over. So I
Hmm.
literally just freestyled from the top of my head. And it
Yeah.
was so cool because the judge of that challenge was Too Short, rapper Too Short. And he chose me as the winner, the HBIC that challenge, because he respected how I just freestyled after like, messing up. And it was super cool to see that on camera. And it's like, okay, so me and the other two girls compete. We get HBIC, HBIC, HBIC. And then after like a few competitions and challenges, then it reverses and the guys have to eliminate one of us. And then the final two girls compete for the winner of the show.
Okay.
I don't want to give too much away because if y'all didn't watch it, I want you guys to go, to Amazon Prime and definitely
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah, most definitely check it out on Amazon Prime. That's what I'm gonna start doing as well, watching Love Games again. But
Yes.
I've also like was also a fan of All-Star Battle as well. And like I also wanted to ask like when also entering the house of like All-Star Battle, like were you excited to see I guess some of the girls? I know you were like friends with like Julie and then also like the Victor twins, like you guys made an alliance in that season.
Yes. It was cool seeing girls that I had never met before. I remember how excited Rocky was to see me. She was like a huge fan. She'll always, she's said that. And it was just cool to see like your faves and just like, oh my God, I'm finally meeting her. It was super it was nerve I was a little anxious because obviously it is a competition show and it's now bad girls on steroids because it's like 14 of us, so it was a lot, but it was super cool to make it there and to be amongst like the top girlies of the show at the time. It was super cool.
Yeah. And then also there's this one scene like when Ray J comes and then like it's you crying. Are you like crying out of excitement or is it like
So it's funny because I have pictures. They're all up on social media. I actually took a picture with Ray J at Spring Bling, like when I was in college. So
hmm,
I met him before, but I cried not only because I was excited, but it was like real to me. Like, oh my God, like
yeah,
wow, like I'm really like, like I didn't just do one show, like 15 minutes of fame. Like this is becoming like my career. Like, and
exactly.
it hit me like, wow, like I was a fan at Spring Bling, chasing like the entertainment life and wanting to be famous and stuff, like, and taking a picture with Ray J. And now I'm on the same show as Ray J, so it was kind of like wow, like dreams do come true type, like, wow, like my manifestations are
Yes.
happening in real time. So it was like, I gagged myself. So it was exciting.
Yes, no, that's like it's a full circle moment. And like
Yes.
I also wanted to bring up another season you were also on when it came to Bad Girls Club, season 13, the redemption season. And during that season, like if you're comfortable, with bringing anything up, like you went through a lot, especially like with the, I guess, the life coach, the fake life coach and everything. And so if you want to maybe get into that season, like how your time was on there.
Yes, well, I season 13, I didn't like it just because during that time, that's when it was overly produced. Like you could just tell producers were stepping in and telling girls to do certain stuff and act certain ways. So that already, I was already, I have anxiety, but
Mhm.
dealing with that, it made it worse. You know what I'm saying? And just a fake life coach. And I just didn't like anything about 13. And I often say this like, that same year, my mom and my dad crossed over. Well, they got sick. My dad crossed over. My mom crossed over right after my dad, like 2 months later. So I'm a super spiritual person. I'm a Pisces. I'm very intuitive and psychic and everything. And I personally feel like during that season, I was already mourning my parents before it happened. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like I was very highly sensitive because I knew my life was about to change. And it's hard to explain, but if you're spiritual, you understand, like you get it. Like sometimes, you have feelings and they come true, so I didn't exactly know why I was so emotional or what I was going through, but I just felt like my life was about to change and I just didn't know how to deal, especially in that super toxic environment. It was
Yeah.
just too much going on at once.
Yeah.
But I was upset that I went home, but I swear everything happens for a reason and you got to trust God, because at the time you don't see it, but you got to trust his timing and everything. Little did I know, when I left season 13, I flew right back to Lake Charles, Louisiana to be with my mom, because we spent our summers, in Louisiana. And that's where she was when I was filming. Because when I would film, she would go down south to be with family. Little did I know that would be like my last summer I would spend with my mom in Louisiana. And if I never went home from season 13, I would have never gotten that experience, because I just would have flown back to Chicago because she would have already been back home. So everything happens for a reason, and you can't question it. You really can't question it, because the universe makes no mistakes at all.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. I'm really sorry for both of your losses. Like just
Thank
seeing
you.
you, yeah, like seeing you on like definitely on like season 13, I'm just like Judy's going through a lot. And just what I don't like personally, again, like how everything's also like very overproduced, but also I feel like nobody was really helping or like stepping in with like what you were going through. It was just like a lot of chaos on top of chaos on top of chaos.
No, they were
Okay.
though. The producers would be pulling me aside and talking to me, and they even would call my mom, and I would go back in the production room and talk to my mom. They really wanted me to stay, but I just couldn't that season. And that's okay, because sometimes you got to trust your gut and your soul, and you will know when it's not for you at that
Yeah.
moment, for sure.
Yeah. Um, And like also going into the reunion as well, you were also open about like a lot of things at reunion as well. But the thing I do hate is just like when you like just as soon as you enter the stage, Rima then
Yeah.
just came right past you and just like,
That
yeah,
was whack. But I don't have any beef with Rima now. We're older, and I respect her spiritual journey, as well and stuff. But when you're irrelevant, like, you have to come for the star. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, that was her only moment. She did nothing. I mean, people were so disappointed that she was the replacement, and she replaced me, Natalie, and Red. For her to replace such big personalities and not do anything, it sucked. Everybody hated season 13, and it just wasn't surprising that she did that, because she needed a moment. But like I said, I have no hate towards her. And also, a lot of people think that she ruined Miss Voodoo, but that was actually a duplicate that I used to sell. I would never ever in my life bring the real Miss Voodoo. You got to think ahead.
yeah,
No, she didn't kill Miss Voodoo. She killed a duplicate that I sell on my website. So, she thought she had a moment, but it wasn't that. Like, I think I Bobby Schmurdered with her weave and everything. Like,
yes, he did.
yeah, like, I feel she thought she had a moment, but I totally took it right back. Like, and she didn't even
Yeah.
hit me. It was tacky, it was tasteless, it was bad. It was a bad look. It was a
No,
bad look.
yeah, you were very smart for that though, like not bringing the real Miss Voodoo out to that type of energy. But like also you during the I think the reunion as well, you were also speaking to I think many like plants as well. Is that like your thing too?
So what's so crazy? I do that, like, me being a Pisces, I love animals, I love everything. I'm an artist in all ways and stuff, super spiritual. But ironically, I didn't know it back then, but I know it now, being a plant mama and a little bit older and having plants and stuff. Talking to your plants make them grow. And it's actually it's healthy for you to talk to your plants. You can Google it after this. Like, just talking to your plants help them grow, and it's a fact that talking to your plants help them grow. So I was doing something genius back then. Everybody else thought it was crazy, but it was right. Like, I didn't know that though. I know it now though. So it's just kind of weird how, like, I just knew that without knowing. Sometimes you just
Yeah.
know. That's what I mean. I'm a Pisces and I have like a type of knowing. Most water signs do. What sign are you?
Oh, I'm a Gemini.
Oh, so you're amazing anyway. I love Gemini's. Me as a Pisces, I'm two fish swimming in different directions. You are twins, so you're different people, but I get the two different sides because I'm too vicious. So I get it. You're super creative as well. Geminis are dope. So yeah,
Thank you.
you're crazy too. So yeah, I get it. I
Judy, how
totally
did you
get it.
know? But yeah, but now I think speaking of like with sorry, there's sirens going on in the background. You know how New York is.
Yeah,
Um
no, I love New York. You know, me being from Chicago is like my sister city. So
so now with Bad Girls Club, the franchise, the whole franchise now approaching to like its end. Um were you doing like I guess anything else or on like any other reality TV shows?
oh yeah, I've done hella stuff since then. Like I've been on couples court. I've
Mhm.
hosted two reunions. Everything is literally on my like on my social media. And if you go to my IMDb, you know, which is like my credits and stuff that I got, I've done so many shows. Like I've also did Ex Besties, which was also on the Oxygen Network with me and Danny. Um, I turned down Love and Hip Hop in like 2018 because they actually wanted me to fake a relationship with Lil Scrappy. And I was like, absolutely not. Because at the time
Wait.
I was really in a relationship
Uh-huh.
and I live in Atlanta. And even though it would have been a fake relationship, other people wouldn't know that. So I didn't want to just be at the bar in Atlanta chilling one day and one of Scrappy's girls come up and just fight me because they think I'm messing with him. You know, like
Yeah.
so, and I never faked anything on any of the shows I did. So I was like, this just really isn't a good look. So I turned it down. You could Google it. It's like on Baller Alert and everything. But yeah, I did Ex Besties. I made an appearance on Couples Court. I hosted a couple reunions. I have movies on Tubi right now. Stacey Stacks, Hell of My Life, uh, Hell of My Life, the Stacey Stacks story. One is on Tubi right now, and two drops this year sometimes, and it's really good. It's under Dame Dash Studios, so that's a blessing because Dame Dash is like a genius. You know, he worked with like Jay Z, and he's one of the heavy hitters in the industry. So, I've done a lot of stuff, not necessarily just reality TV, but I do have another show in the works that I can't talk about right now.
Hmm.
But when the time comes, you guys won't be able to miss it because you know how I am. I'm gonna make sure everybody sees it.
Yes, well, I can't wait for you to announce it and everything. Um, I did also say, I think on your Instagram, you were, I think, releasing a board game. Like
I
a,
did already.
hmm,
Yep, it's sold out. I released that in 2023 during Cinco de Mayo weekend, and I'm gonna eventually like bring them back. I was gonna bring them back like for the holidays this past year, but I
yeah.
was too busy and I dropped candles and I was super focused on just Miss Voodoo dolls and stuff. But I will eventually bring the game boards back, and it's an affirmation game board. So it's super fun. Like not only will you be having fun and getting lit, but it's also like manifesting your dreams. So it's positive, vibes in it.
Yes. And now going more into, I guess, the craziest side of things, being on Baddies
I
ATL.
knew you were gonna go there. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The train wreck.
Yep. Whoa. So definitely you can cover whatever you want to cover when it comes to Baddies ATL. But I think the first question is, how did that start? Because I know with like um it was just like a OnlyFans thing and then,
Yes, so only oh my god, Baddies ATL started on it was gonna be on OnlyFans because we all came together. Well, I got a DM and I opened the DM and it was like all the girls that I haven't talked to in years, like Rocky, Natalie, everybody. And basically we were all like, yo, Blueface is making millions of dollars from his Blue Girls Club. Imagine how much we could make us being the real bad girls. Like, let's do it. So it was the end of the pandemic. Well, we didn't, it was in the pandemic. It was 2020 and we all needed extra money. We make a lot of our money from club hostings and stuff, and everything was shut down. So we were like, let's do it, let's get a check. Ultimately, long story short, it went from OnlyFans. Zeus got a hold of it, and they have a hold of it till this day. And I know Sarah does a deep dive on like how Natalie stole the show from all of them. And I was basically begged to be a part of it because it's like, how are you going to revamp Bad Girls Club and not have Judi a part of it? So I only went for the vibes and for the check. But as far as like me wanting to be a producer on that shit show, I wasn't interested and it was trash. So I'm happy that my name isn't on there as a producer because it sucked. And they all looked crazy. But it was a cool experience. I'm happy that I touched baddies before it became what it is now because
Yeah.
even though the show is bigger, it's not better. You know what I mean? Like it's worse and they do is fight and it's known that they make them fight. Like we will pay you this if you do this. So it's very overproduced and it's garbage. Like it's not even good. It's ghetto. It's a ghetto mess. And I'm just happy that I already touched, baddies when I did. So I'm still in the algorithm of baddies, but I don't have to like be a part of it for what it is now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get
Like,
where you're coming from. Yeah.
yeah, like I already did it. It will always be there. I don't have to go back and like embarrass myself as bad as if I probably would be embarrassed going back to something like that, how it is now. Because they're not bad girls. I'm not dealing with the same type of caliber girls. These girls are from the hood. You know what I mean? Like, so there's no telling. I mean, they're pulling out BB guns and stuff. I'm just happy I didn't have to experience that, what it became. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, ultimately it was because we saw how much Blueface was making on his like Blue Girls Club, which is cosplaying the Bad Girls Club. We thought we could make way more money as really ourselves. But Sarah does the deep dive on how Natalie went behind everybody's back and sold it to Zeus because she went to high school with Lemmy, and and ultimately it is what it is now, which is a lot of stuff. And all you got to do is like Google Zeus exposed or Zeus allegations, and
Yeah.
everything is gonna come up.
It's
So
all there.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's all there.
Um, I'll see. I'll ask a little bit more questions because I know time is running out. But because like I know how the Zeus Network is and like especially how Baddies is now, like it's not very, I will say, positive since we're talking about a lot of positive things now. But was there like I guess like anything good coming out of like Baddies ATL or just like
Um, I think it was super fun to I feel like I would have gotten like the opportunities to host reunions anyway,
yeah,
eventually in my career. But I will say Baddies, like it kind of just brought the Bad Girls Club back in the spotlight, even though we're the blueprint and iconic and we're never gonna go anywhere. Like we're streaming on all these platforms from Tubi to Amazon Prime to Hulu to
Peacock.
Disney now. I'm on
Yeah.
Disney Plus now. Like, we're everywhere. We're not gonna go anywhere. But it at the time during the pandemic and people missing Bad Girls Club, it was the perfect time to like come back. You know what I mean? So I think the nostalgia was cool. I think that was cute. And I think that people saw like a more grown up side, like because everybody was saying there's no way Judi is the only one making sense on this show. Like people just could recognize my growth from the last time they saw me. And I
Yeah.
think I looked beautiful at the reunion, and I think that was my favorite look ever on TV. So that's what came out of it, that reunion look for sure.
Yes. You look so good. Yeah. And I guess one more question would be like now like when you look back what you did, like on reality TV, is there anything you like you would change or like there's anything you would do better or like is it kind of like, no regrets, like it's all out there, I did it, and that type of energy.
For me, like I said earlier, no regrets. Like I trust the alignment of my life and I trust God so much that I don't regret anything because I feel like every moment puts you exactly where you need to be. Like you got to always trust and believe that you're always exactly where you need to be. Like there's no rush, you're not too late. Don't hurry. Everything is working out exactly as it should. And that's how it's peaceful to think like that. So I think that if I didn't do anything or if things didn't go the way it went, I wouldn't be where I am now, and I'm just so thankful because, not everybody is an icon from Bad Girls Club. Some people went back to work, and I'm not job shaming at all because in this economy, we need like 5 jobs. Okay. But it's cool to still be recognized and be such a big, like personality within the reality TV world. And I'm just getting started. So I'm
Yeah.
not nowhere near done. Okay.
Yeah, though, just like the way it's not only you, but so many other bad girls, especially from like the golden era of Bad Girls Club, have impacted like I guess a lot of like young women like me and my friends, just to I guess be like more confident and just like be more like ourselves and just like to stand up for ourselves, you know?
Absolutely. Be you and don't let anybody make you feel bad for being you. Only you can be you. Like you are the best you and the only you, and nobody can do it like you. And you got to own it, because you're special and you're unique. And, a lot of people in life are going to hate on you and be jealous of your light, but you got to keep shining and don't let anybody ever dim it because you're here for a reason, you're here for a purpose, and you got to live out loud in that purpose all the
Yes.
time.
Yes. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Judy.
I love you so much. You got to send me the link wherever you post it. So I'll post on my story and tell my fans to check it out and support you and tell your friends I love them so much. You're so cute. And I know you guys are so cute. And, stay locked into what I got going on. And just thank you so much for supporting me and loving Bad Girls Club and the franchise. And just thank you for everything. And I can't wait to see where you go in your career and to see you graduate and just keep at it. I know some days you're like, oh my God, but trust me, it's worth it. And just have fun, literally, because I have so many memories in college. Like, college is one of the best times of your life. So live it up, literally.
Yes, most definitely. I'll most definitely try to and just like, branch out and everything. But thank you, everything you said, which is very inspirational and just very, like again, like when it came to Bad Girls Club at the end of the day, everybody had a goal in that house and like your goal, I think you got it. Like
Yeah.
you had many goals in this show and you definitely got it.
Thank you. I truly think everybody on the show got exactly what they wanted. Like
Yeah.
they did. Like even Tasha, like she got married to a football player. She's a mom. Like, like everybody got what they wanted out of the opportunity for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you again so
I
much.
love you so much. Stay focused, keep going, don't give up, and just go get it. Get it. It's already yours. It's already written.
Thank you so much, Judy.
I love you. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.